I've been recording music now for about 15 years, and I have made every single mistake I'm talking about in this video at least once, and most of them I have made probably like 100 times. The point of this video is to help you skip years of frustration so that you don't have to suffer the way I had to suffer. These are the 5 most common mistakes I see young musicians and engineers make. If you fix just these 5 things, you will be shocked at how quickly your recordings improve. Mistake number 1 is using bad performances. Your performance matters more than your gear. If your guitar part is sloppy, if your vocal is out of time or out of tune, really good gear isn't going to save that. So, practice your instrument. Do more takes, do 200 takes if you have to, and if you're recording someone else, push them to give you their best performances. I have literally sent people home from my studio numerous times because their playing just simply wasn't good enough. Good recordings start with good performances. Everything else is secondary. Mistake number 2 is bad mic placement. Mic placement can get really complex, but the basics aren't all that complicated. The closer a mic is to a sound source, the more low end that mic is going to pick up. That is something called the proximity effect. The proximity effect is defined as a phenomenon in directional microphones where low frequency response is increased as the sound source is placed closer to the microphone, caused by the pressure gradient design of the capsule. In plain English, that means closer equals boomier. Farther away equals thinner and brighter. If you want an acoustic guitar to sound full and warm, move the mic closer. If you want a bright and lighter sound, pull the mic back. Same idea goes for vocals or anything else that you put a microphone on. But a quick note here, there is no correct distance. There is only what sounds right for the song. So if you're unsure, use a reference track. Pick a song you love, listen to how thick the vocal is, how bright the guitar is, and then move your mic until you get as close to that sound as possible. Mistake number 3 is bad gain staging. Gain staging is just making sure your signals stay strong and clean at every step of your recording chain. Most people understand that when you're recording, too quiet is bad and too loud, your signal clips. But gain staging actually doesn't stop there. Every plugin you add is another stage in the gain. When you push a compressor harder to get more compression, you're also turning the signal up. When you boost an EQ, you are turning the signal up. That's why most plugins have output knobs. They're there to help you keep your levels under control. Your meters should mostly live in the green. A little yellow is fine, and if you see red, you done goofed. And remember, your faders don't show clipping on individual tracks. They feed into your master fader. You can have perfect looking tracks and still clip the master. If your master is too hot, just group all of your tracks together, pull them down together, and this allows you to retain your mix properties while creating more headroom, which is just a fancy way of saying without clipping your master fader. A quick note here on gain staging. If you want to understand the basics of mixing, I have a full playlist on this channel that breaks down EQ, compression, and effects step by step. This video you're watching is the mindset behind making good recordings. That playlist is the technique to making good recordings. Click here if you want to check that out. Moving on to mistake number 4. Mistake number 4 is thinking expensive gear will fix your recordings. This one is kind of tricky because good gear does help. Just not in the way most people think it does. If your performance and technique aren't solid, expensive gear won't make your recordings better. It just makes your mistakes clearer. A great performance on a cheap mic is always going to beat a bad performance on an expensive one. Every single time. Here's a fun fact. Did you know that Billie Eilish's early vocals were recorded in a bedroom with incredibly simple gear? At one point, she was using an Audio-Technica 2020, which is a $120 microphone to record her vocals. Those recordings went on to go platinum and sweep at the Grammys. Not because of gear, because of good performances, good arrangements, and good decision making. So yes, you need some gear, but expensive gear is not your problem right now. So save your money, practice with your gear, learn the tools that you have now, and worry about upgrading them later. All right, mistake number 5 is not finishing your songs because you don't think they're good enough. That voice that says, this isn't good enough, you're not ready, people are going to judge you, that voice isn't just going to go away, which means your job is going to be getting good at ignoring that voice. Nothing Important feels safe the first time that you do it. Every big decision I've made in my life was scary. Releasing music was scary. Changing careers was scary. Starting new projects was scary. Getting married and having a kid was scary. But now when I look back on those decisions, they are the best decisions I have ever made. You actually need to make bad songs in order to learn how to make good songs. That's the cost, unfortunately, of doing business in the creative space. Finish the song, learn from your mistakes, and make another song. That's how you get better at recording, and that's how you get better at trusting yourself at the same time. All right, that's it for today. If you feel like you got something out of this video, please hit like, subscribe, smash the notification bell, leave a comment, and I will see you here next week to wax poetic about something else. And by the way, if you take anything from this video, just go finish the song. I promise you, your life will get better when you do. I'll see you next time.